Alright YouTubers, how are you? I'm doing this massive great sycamore blank for the YouTube Cross Channel Challenge 2021. This is going to be my mimic challenge. I don't know if you watched my last video. A little bit risque, some of you like it, some of you don't. That's alright, no problem, my end. So yes, this is going to be my lightning platter bowl thing. Probably a pedestal platter if I'm honest, I like those, so we're going to do one of those. So I've drawn it out, it's about 12 inches across. Just going to cut it out on a bandsaw and do some turning. Sweet! Right, big bit of bandsawing. Is it even plugged in, switched on?
No, the lift.
No!
The lift's just plugged in.
Don't! Beautiful. Right, change the speed up to 1400 RPM. I've cut this out to roughly 12 inches. I'm going to be using my worm screw today. So I'm going to put this in the old chuckersley bob here. Technical terminology. It's roughly, what is it, 4 inches thick? Something like that, 4 inches thick, 11.5 to 12 inches-ish wide. Gonna make a lovely little pedestal platter, it will. Somewhere there, let's do it. That'll do, yeah. It looks reasonably well balanced. Let's see if this rough cut blank is capable of doing 1400 RPM. Stand out of the way. No messing. No messing, easy, love it. Alright. Should we do some wood turning then? Yes. Now this is sycamore. It was cut down 3 years ago, something like that. It should be absolutely perfect for turning. It's done all the movement it's ever going to do. It should be absolutely wonderful. Let's see if I'm right. That's 600 grit on the sycamore. Yes, there's a little bit of tear out in places. Gotta love a bit of tear out, ain't you? But I reckon I'm gonna go straight in there with the sanding paste now. And then we will be ready to flip this around, flatten off the top, and put some lightning in it. What do you reckon, YouTube? Are you ready for lightning? I doubt it, but we'll see. Right folks, we're giving it the full Brad's Workbench treatment today. I've just refilled my pots. So thank you very much, Brad, for that. Yes, so we're going to start off mit the sanding paste. Yeah, here we go, sanding paste. Let's get a bit on there first before we even start. All right, that'll do. Get on with it. That's looking better already, isn't it? You can see that tear out. Do I care? No, not bothered about that. You ain't going to be looking at the bottom of it. You're going to be looking at the top of it. Now I'm going to use a clean bit of cloth and a bit more speed to pull that off. Right, 800 RPM. Clean bit of paper. That's looking nice now. I'm going to put some tongue wax on and I'm going to leave that for about 15 minutes. It's tongue wax time. Everyone loves tongue wax time. I'm just going to spin that up a little bit. Super impressive stuff, that tongue wax. I like it. Right, I think we're about ready to turn this around and start on the other side. Right, folks, time to flatten it off, hollow it out a little bit, and then we'll be ready for Lichtenberg time. Okay folks, I'm trying to get this flat. I need to get some kind of a square or something to work out where the high spots are. Back in the marrow. Alright, so I've got my little level. Across the middle it's not bad. The outside needs to go down a touch. Alright folks, that is flat. I like it. Plenty of room for multiple layers of epoxy and all the good stuff. So, we're going to sand it up to about 320 grit and it's time for Lichtenberg. folks, that's nicely sanded up to 320 grit. And it's time to put the Lightning in the bottom of the bowl, I think, don't you? Let's do it. Right, we've gone down to 2000 volts, because I think that's all we're going to need for this. I'm going to do one big burn and just let it go, so hopefully you can see that.
In.
Yeah. Lovely. All safe and unplugged and nobody died. Fantastic. Alrighty then, YouTube. We're back on the lathe. As you can see, it's quite dark now because of all the carbon that's gone in the pores. We've got a bit of a mess around here. I'm going to clean it back up to 320 grit and then go to 600 grit. I'm going to see if I can't sand the darkness out of this inner rim as well. I'll bring you back when I've done that. Well, I promised I'd bring you back, and back you are. So, tidied up the rim, tidied up the inside. I'm not worried about this little bit of black here, because the inside of this is going purple colour. We're now at 1000 grit over this. Now, what I was going to do is try and fill these burns with epoxy, but I don't think that's going to work. So you'll have to excuse the fact that my Lightning is going to be black and not white. But there you go. So we're going to start the process of staining and maybe even put some epoxy on it today. We'll see. Dun, 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 dun. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Yeah, so that epoxy looks to be mostly set. You can see why it was important that I had the bottom of the bowl level now. Otherwise that would have made a reet mess. So, that's done. So what we're going to do now is try and create some kind of clouds in front of it. And I think the way that I want to do that is with at least one pour of a purple tint, probably with some interference purple pearl in it, and possibly some black, but you have to be super careful with the black. So I'm probably going to put, what should we say, 450 ml of resin on top of that. I'm going to try and get it to swirl, and then this is going to go in the pressure pot for about a week probably. Right, first thing I've got to do is tint this using these thinners based tints. Purple would be a good start, wouldn't it? So let's see what we can do with these. I'm going to go for a couple of drops at a time and just see where we end up. How purple have you just made it? Okay, not very. Need a bit more then. Now the thing when you're making a tint resin, and it's the colour is going to look more intense the thicker the resin is. So at the moment it's well, it's 450 mils in there, and that's going to go down to a layer really not very thick, and you won't see the colour. Ah, we're getting somewhere, aren't we? Now, can you see as it comes up into the pipette, in a thin layer, it has almost no colour. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to try some of this interference white purple. Right, so we're going to go for some black glitter. Let's see if that darkens it up at all. If I can get it to go in, not just float around. Right, we're going to try and pour a bit on this and see what the colour looks like. Right then, so we're going to do a first layer pour. Interesting. Right, so here comes the second pour. I'm going to do this at height. I want swirling effects. Don't know how it's going to look. Let's see what happens. Right, we'll just let that sit for a few minutes, see what it does. Okay, folks, the piece is in the pressure pot now. I decided I'm going to put some clear resin in it to hopefully push some of that other resin out of the way of the lightning. It's kill or cure for this piece, I think. Right, let's see what happens. Here we go. We'll do leave that for a minute to get rid of those bubbles, and then it'll be going under pressure. Right, your friend of mine, Captain Blowtorch. See you in a week. Alright then, YouTube. It's been about 3 weeks since that went into the pressure pot. I'm not sure how much you can see from there. There's a lot of resin in there. I probably put too much purple in it. So now I'm going to try and fix it with my tool. Carbide round cutter, 800 RPM. It might be a total failure yet, I don't know. We'll see how we get on. Right, it's still a bit uneven, so I'm going in at 180 grit. Damn the consequences. Might fight a lot of lines trying to take them out, but whatever. Right, this piece is nearly done. I'm going to let the tongue wax just soak in for a few minutes, polish it up. I'm going to be auctioning this piece off on eBay for charity, so if you fancy a one-of-a-kind piece of Lichtenberg sycamore for your coffee table, well, you'll have to go onto the eBay auction and bid for it, won't you? All the proceeds from this will be going to or in aid of multiple sclerosis. I'm sure almost everybody out there knows what that is, or knows somebody that has it. I think it's a good cause, so that's where the money for this is going. So head on over after the glamour shots in a minute. Head on over and take a look at that auction. Bid what you like. Winner takes it. Ooh, there it is. Looks better with the light on it. Well, there she is, folks, for better or worse, all finished off. Lightning in a purple cloud. I believe that's what I was trying to mimic. Am I happy with it? Well, am I ever happy with anything? It's alright, isn't it? Does it fulfill the brief? Did I mimic what I was trying to mimic? Yeah, I think I did. So I am looking forward to what you come up with this month and what you have been mimicking. And if you want to own this thing, you can, as I say. Follow the link in the description to the eBay auction. Go and buy it. All proceeds go to charity, so enjoy, have fun. See you on the next one, folks. Right, last video, I promise. I just refinished it. I wasn't happy with it. It's not perfect. But then, you know, I'm not perfect. I think it's better though. It's better than it was. Some cool effects in there. Alright, ciao.